I forget.
40.
40.
Fuck, that's a lot.
I know.
Yep.
And it's our battle tagged birthday next episode. We're like, how has it been a year since we did this? Since we started it? It's crazy.
Pretty wicked.
Yep.
Also, guess what?
What?
You're mad and I'm not.
Oh, it's too late for that. That one was already obvious. I was just talking about seeing my mum's gallbladder and gallstones in a thing and being totally okay with it. But no, Chicky and I go and look at the first house we can.
How exciting! That's awesome.
Yes. We're taking the old man here outside, but we've got to see if he needs on. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
That's so exciting. Oh, fingers are crossed for you.
It's like a huge block of land, and like the house is the average size, but like because the block of land is so big, you can still walk on it, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the block of land is so big that if we ever want to put it in a pool, we can put in a pool. If we ever want to put in fucking granny flat, put in a granny flat, like shit like that.
May I suggest that you invest in a ride-on lawnmower? My mum had one, like where they were beforehand, and she freaking loved it. Like it was just like one. She's like, oh, I think I have to mow the lawn, and she'd be hooning out there with a ride-on.
We have one where we live now.
And
it's 5 acres.
Okay, right. Then you know all about it.
But yeah, like let's say 20 years down the track, we want to move, or 10 years down the track, we want to move somewhere else. We can actually knock down the house, build duplexes, and rent them both out. So it's like perfect.
Excellent.
Yes. It really helps having a father who's a tradie and who knows this crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, I don't know what to look for, and he's like, don't worry.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Really exciting. Because the coolest thing so it has a fireplace, and it's got like 3 bedrooms and decent sized living room, and like it's got this under storage thing, and it's also got a gigantic double space garage, and I'm like, oh nice. Craft workshop.
He needs cars. Don't worry about the cars. It's a craft workshop.
No, it's got like
if it's that big, you can build a workshop.
Yes.
Yep.
But like the driveway is actually long enough for 2 cars, and long enough and wide enough for 2 cars to park there. Because I don't actually like parking in places. But yeah, it's really nice, and I'm so excited.
Well, let us know how it goes.
Wait, is this one of the places that I've already seen, or is it something your dad found?
It's the one, the one that we're going to see on Saturday. The one in St. Andrews.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought for a sec you were talking about something different. I was like, oh, they found another one that I didn't know about.
Nah, but the old man's still looking for us, and I'm like, oh, best old man ever.
Nice.
Yeah. We're ready to start then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was not aware that we were live, so I'm just sitting here gushing about houses.
Okay.
Welcome to Houses of Australia.
Welcome to Houses of Azeroth.
I think the general consensus for everybody who wants to live somewhere in Azeroth is either Winterspring or like the Jade Forest.
Yeah, I like Jade Forest.
Dalaran, Jade Forest, or Crystal Song Forest.
Yeah.
I want to redesign Mogashin Palace.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pre the heart, that area was nice.
I like the waterfall.
Before that patch happened.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I'd live in any inn. All the inns are really cool.
Yeah.
All of them. Or I'd live at my farm. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, into your teapot.
Have a good show.
Thanks.
I will give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I am Cinder. This is episode 40 of Reins of Azeroth, and I am joined by my co-host, Spaz Weston. How are you, Spaz?
I'm doing very well.
It's 40 episodes.
Yes.
Like, how bonkers is that?
Well, once we hit 52.
Yes, but I don't know. There's just something... I feel like we were just in, like, episode 16 a little bit ago, and now the number says 40, and that's like, what?
No, 40 matched up with the special event, so
yeah,
kind of worked.
Well, before we start talking about BlizzCon, which was awesome, do you want to let us know how you're going with your mount counts and toys and achievements?
I did actually get a new mount this week.
Congratulations.
Today. I fished up the new Darkmoon Fair mount, the Darkwater Skate.
Nice. How long did it take you?
Couple hours, but I was doing other stuff, like fishing and then not fishing and then fishing and not fishing and watching con stuff, and yeah, just took me a little while. Took me longer than it would have if I just focused.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. No new toys, at least I don't think. Achievements, last week I got Adventurer of High Mountain.
Excellent.
I got Honorable Medallion and Juggernaut, which are both PvP achievements because I got a quest to win a battleground. And
saw that.
Into the battleground gives you that achievement for having the trinket because of the upgraded honor system.
Okay.
Giving you that trinket automatically. Juggernaut was for winning a Battle of Gilneas and the final score being within 100 points. It was a really close match. I logged in during the Day of the Dead and got the achievement Dead Man's Party.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just to dance with the undead captain who didn't appear in New Dalaran. So I had to go back to Old Dalaran.
No, I was curious about that.
Yeah, the place she spawns is basically where the big hole in the wall is to get out to the pet area. So kind of wouldn't make sense, but yeah. And on top of that, I also did Mythic Neltharian's Lair and Mythic Archway.
Nice. Did you like the Archway?
Not
really?
Archway. Court of Stars.
Okay. And you didn't like it?
No, I didn't like Court of Stars.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I liked the finding the traitor at the end.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I just, in general, we actually almost got the achievement for disabling all of the beacons. Mm-hmm. We just had one that went off.
Okay.
And we missed it by a half a second.
Oh,
and
bummer.
I think I was the only person that realized that it was for an achievement. And I was trying my hardest to get my pets at him so that they wouldn't.
Oh, is that for the doobie one? The whatchamacallit?
For the first boss, disable all the beacons and then beat the boss.
Oh, okay. I thought that you weren't supposed to disable them for that one.
Oh, I must have read it wrong.
No, I think I think for the first one you don't disable the beacons, but for the other achievement, which is getting to hearing that secret conversation, one of the theories is that by disabling all of the beacons helps you get that.
Oh, I see. Know. Okay, I must have read it wrong. But yeah, that's about it. We had some people drop from the group here and there, and apparently when I twice when I died, I was apparently hit so hard that it crashed my game.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I was. It was stuck on a load screen. Load screen got about 3/4, and then the game just disappeared.
Bugger. Okay.
It was really weird.
No wonder you didn't have fun.
Yeah, and then I ended up back in Pandaria.
Of course.
Because that's where my Hearthstone's set at the shrine.
Okay.
And I'm like, why am I in Pandaria? And they're like, is your hearth set there? I'm like, oh yeah, it is So,
still, that's really weird.
Yeah. It was a pain. What about you?
So Firstly, just apologies to everybody for no show last week. That was my fault. My partner was in emergency, and that was a really fun week. So everything's better now, but apologies for missing last week. So what I've got is for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't spent a lot of time in game because of being at the hospital and stuff, but I'm up to 240 toys. I got the tournament favor from a hall mission, like one of the class hall missions. I can't remember what it does. At the time, I deliberately used it so that I'm like, I need to remember what this does so I can talk about it on Reins. And I forgot. So I got that. I got the Wand of Simulated Life, which Wowhead had put a news item about before BlizzCon. It is a wand that is in New Dalaran, and it's just sitting on a table. And so you can click it and, hey, free toy. And you can use it while you are in front of the table, and you can click on these gems, crystal things that are on the table, that they'll glow. So there's like a red one and a blue one, and I want to say like a green one maybe. I could be wrong. Anyway, you click them and then they glow, and whatever color they come up with, you then use the toy and it will create a creature that is the color of the gem combination that you just made. So I think I did a purple sheep is what I ended up getting. It's a cute little toy, and it follows you around as like a little companion for a while. It's really, really cute and really easy to get. So I'll put a link to the Wowhead post about it because it was incredibly helpful. And basically, if you go to where it is supposed to be and it's not there, just wait a couple of minutes, because when someone's clicked on it, it will despawn, but it will come back. And like, it doesn't have a huge spawn timer or anything on it. Just, wait a minute or two and it'll be right in front of your face. You can't miss it. And
sounds good.
On the weekend, I finally finished High Mountain. It took me way too long, but I finally got the time to go back and do that, which was wonderful. And so I went and finished getting all the pieces for the Rockfeather Skyhorn kite toy, which I haven't used yet, but I have it now, and that makes me happy that I don't have to go and buy goblin gliders anymore.
Well, it's got a 15-minute cooldown, so...
Yeah, but I don't usually need them more than like I try and group things up so that I only need to do these leaps of faith once every now and again. So
yeah, I find the same. I find that like I'll go to my class hall and I'll specifically use the Eagle Flight Network to get me somewhere in a zone, and even if it's nowhere close, I'll just pick up one of the free feathers that's basically the same thing and just fly halfway across the zone to get to where I'm going, just to save me a couple of gold, because flying back and forth from Dalaran is just getting expensive.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain as well. As for achievements, I'm up to 16,115. Slowly getting there, but the only meaningful ones that I got was Mythic Il'gynoth. We finally got him down. They actually got him down because I took the week off raiding as well. So they got him down while I wasn't there. Thankfully got him down again on Sunday when I was back. So got that kill, which was awesome. And so now we're up to Mythic Cenarius, which just makes me giggle, because that's just stupid. So
how so?
It's just how to say politely, poo fight. There's just stuff everywhere. There is just stuff all over the place, and it's just, those brambles are the worst thing about WoW ever. I think it's like my least favorite thing in the entire game out of everything. They're like something from my nightmares where you don't know that they're coming towards you. Like they suddenly appear out of nowhere, and I'm like rooted in spot and I'm taking damage, and I'm like, no, these damn brambles.
Yep.
Anyway, that's a bit melodramatic, but that's what we're up to. Is
on Mythic, it's more like, oh no, dead.
Yeah. Oh, look, thankfully it's not too bad, but because there's all these other mechanics going around where you need to be standing in correct places, it can be quite detrimental to be rooted in place. And so, even though the roots may not kill you, being hit by abilities that you shouldn't be in the line of will kill you.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, looking forward to going into the Trials of Valor this week as well, which comes out tomorrow. So hoping that we get to go in there and try those out, at least on normal or heroic, and see something new, which is cool. But that's about it for achievements. I didn't have I got a whole bunch of other ones because I went in and farmed heroic, Mogushan Vaults, Heart of Fear, Terrace of Endless Spring, 25-man heroic. No, 10-man heroic, rather. I couldn't solo heroic last expansion, and now I can. And I'm so happy, and I got a transmog set that I have wanted for a really, really long time. And my Pandaren looks so pretty. She looks so nice. So I'm really happy about that. No mount.
Oh, that's great.
No mount, but, I look nice, and that's what matters,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe next time.
Yes, well, I will keep trying. It's much easier to get through it all now, so, just, punch. Oh, you died. That's a shame. Anyway, On to the news. BlizzCon happened, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And we're going to cover the bits of things that we would normally cover in the show. So the stuff that, like about collections and stuff like that. There's obviously a bucket load more to cover than what we will talk about tonight, but we want to talk about these things in detail because, firstly, we deliberately didn't talk about these things in Battle Tagged because I'd be talking about them here, and it would be good to talk about these things in detail. So yeah, we'll do that in a second. But the other bit of news, just to let people know, other than Trials of Valor coming out tomorrow, is that the Darkmoon Fair is currently on. So a couple of things about this. The first thing is that the Darkwater Skate mount that Spaz got this week is now available. It will cost you 500 Darkmoon Daggermore fishies, which you can fish up. Are they in pools or are they just in open water?
They are just everywhere.
They're everywhere. Okay, cool.
You just sit there and fish.
Okay.
You'll either get them, a crate, which is very rare unless you're fishing from a crate pool, or some kind of shark, which is basically just a bag. It says it's stuffed to the gills, and you get about 5 from that.
Okay.
But if you're happy to farm these like crazy, on my server they're selling for 50 gold a piece.
Okay.
Each fish. So
that's a big chunk of money.
Yeah, on some servers they're up to 100 gold each.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously people are undercutting like crazy as the time goes on, but yeah, I fished up like 600 and actually no, I bought 100. Then realized I was actually paying more money than I thought, and then I fished up like 700, and then I think I made a little bit or lost a bit, I don't know.
Okay. That's cool that you can buy them though. So basically they're the currency that you use to buy the mount itself. And I believe that there's other bits and pieces that you can get with this particular currency.
Three recipes for cooking, and
there's some pets, I believe, as well.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 pets. That's about it. Although, the best thing that you can actually fish up is a little tugboat lure.
Oh, cool.
It changes the lure to look like a little tugboat. It's really cool.
That's so cute.
And
that's adorable.
And I forgot how much I hated people that use the item that make your bobber gigantic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It makes it about 7 or 8 times larger.
Yeah, but why do you hate it? Just if it lands in the same place as yours?
Because there are some people that throw it down repetitively until it just sits over the top of someone else's lure.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's just...
It happened a few times. Like, I'd cast it, and then they'd, like, cast it 3 times to sit on top of mine, and then I'd cast mine again around it, because I couldn't see it at all, even if it did bob. And they just kept doing it for a few minutes, and I just rode around the other side of the island. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah, that's not very nice, though.
Yeah. So.
Apparently, like you're saying, it should only take like an hour or so. Yeah, like depending on what your level of fishing is at and what extra buffs and things that you have going on, will determine how quickly it goes. From what the comments on Wowhead say.
Pretty much always got a fish. I never got, unless the bobber didn't actually bob. I got a fish every time.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
And I'm max fishing because I already got the other mount.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. Okay. So yeah, that is something that is possibly worth farming. and I can't remember if I said it at the start of this, but for your professions, if you are struggling with your professions like I have been, except I finally got max level mining. It actually happened. It does exist. It happened. I got max mining. I'm very happy. Anyway, aside from that, if you're struggling with your other professions like jewel crafting, like I am, remember to go to the Darkmoon Fair and do the quests that are in there that will give you 5 skill up for your professions. Yes. I promise you that this is going to be a big help for you. Like, for me,
that's how I hit max with leatherworking.
Yeah, all of my jewel crafting
I had to make hundreds.
Yeah, it's crazy. All of my recipes are green. I'm like, well, how can
for the last 10 levels.
So expensive.
Yeah. I found the cheapest thing that was at 3 stars, and it was still a pain in the butt. And then I was just like, the Darkmoon Fair gives me +5, so done.
Yeah, well, there was so I got another. So the only way that I can currently get skill up is if I'm creating rank 3 neck pieces, and I had enough gems to make one of them, but was missing one of the gems, which is the green one's called Pandemonite or something like that. So, and I only needed one to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just buy that 1 extra gem, and then I can make a thing and try and get 1 skill up. That 1 gem cost me 4,000 gold.
Jeez.
For 1. And I'm like...
Has Blizzard, addressed this at all?
Not really. Jewel crafting hasn't really come up, and I've been a bit surprised
by...
No,
any of them. Because I remember at one point did say, oh yeah, it turns out blacksmithing is impossible to get to 800.
With that, I think, was it blacksmithing that they said that with? I can't remember.
But I think it was blacksmithing.
Yeah, there was something that
actual mining.
Remember. And I think that they've I don't know if this is wishful thinking or if it was actually happening, but I vaguely recall there being something about them addressing things that are gated behind mythic level dungeons. Maybe I don't know. I honestly cannot remember, but I think with some of the changes that we've got coming up in the patches, that some things will be made a little bit more accessible, perhaps. It's what I'm hoping for anyway. Because, jewel crafting's too hard. For me, I'm finding it incredibly difficult. Mining took too long, but I got there in the end, so, that is what it is. But I think the rest of the level 3 neck pieces that I need to get only drop from mythic dungeons, and they're not a guaranteed drop, because I've been I'd done a fair few mythic dungeons before stopping, and I never got any. So I don't know. But on the plus side, I did get I keep forgetting to mention it. I got a legendary finally, which was nice, and I got the hidden appearance for my enhancement shaman spec, because they changed that. So the way that you get that is from a world boss, and it wasn't a guaranteed drop, which made it a bit frustrating because you really only had 1 chance per week to try and get the appearance. But they've made it a guaranteed drop now. So I got that last week, which was really cool.
Oh, that's great. Which legendary did you get?
I got one, the one where the pants where if you stand still, you'll regenerate 3% health or something, which at the time I was just like, okay, well, I mean, yay, I got a legendary, and I'm really happy that it finally happened. And, extra stats, which aren't great for me, but it's lots of int for me, so I'll take whatever I can get. I'm really excited to just get one. And so initially I was a little bit disappointed because I'm like,
was it a big level jump?
Relatively, yes, not massive, because I think I'd been quite lucky and had 880 legs already, I think, and the legendary is 895, so it wasn't as huge as it could have been, but it was still, it's still an eye level increase.
Still a legendary.
And it's still a legendary, exactly. So yeah, I was initially like, okay, well, these don't give me the nice exciting things that I've been wanting for in a legendary, because there's some really cool ones that will help make my healing better. It's got output benefits, and this one didn't have it, but I'm finding them excellent to wear while I'm doing my world quests and stuff. Just if I can do things while I'm just standing still, I'm just passively regenerating this health, and I'm like, this is actually really nice. I do like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was I'm glad to have them. I still would like something different. I'd like a resto shaman specific thing for I think it's the gloves or the ring that I want. A ring, not the one that everyone gets that they hate. But yeah, it's cool. I got one, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a bit rambly. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So our main topic, obviously, this week is BlizzCon, and BlizzCon happened over the weekend and was fabulous as always. And I found really exciting to watch on the virtual ticket. It's got nothing to do with the fact that my tweet was in the stream, or maybe it does, but that's beside the point. That was really cool. I found it really good. I always find it really interesting to watch from a distance. I don't know. I just like BlizzCon. I really do.
It's always good to watch.
Everyone just looks like they're having such a great time, and I like seeing so much joy on people's faces. So, it's good to watch from that point of view. So obviously there were lots of things to talk about. Obviously lots of things in all the other games. Sombra, I love her. I want to be her. She is gorgeous.
When I was watching the replay, I genuinely thought my internet was dropping out.
Yeah, everyone did, but as soon as it happened, because that's what I'd been wanting to have happen. Like, I even tweeted before the opening ceremony started. I'm like, okay, come on, Sombra, show us what you got, because I was hoping that's what they would do.
I knew it was going to do something like that, but I think
it still took you by surprise. Yeah.
I think I had a bit of net issues before it happened. Like, the quality went down to almost zero. When it came back, that happened, and I was just like, oh my god, is my router deciding to restart itself? What's going on? Yeah, so it was really... That cool. Cinematic is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love her. Some exciting things coming in Diablo with the 20th birthday celebration and a necromancer class coming out, and old school dungeons and stuff that they're bringing back in for a little bit. Heroes of the Storm has Varian and Ragnaros coming in
and
as
little
heroes.
Ragnaros.
Little Ragnaros. Oh my god, he was so cute.
I cannot wait to get that skin.
Yep. And there's some bundle things and stuff, like free things that people can get by playing with their friends. So I'm totally going to annoy you.
Yeah, sure. 30 games.
Yeah,
in
15
the space of, I think
or
it's
30.
I think you get a free Overwatch skin and some other stuff if you play 15. If you play 30, you get 5 free heroes.
Yeah, an amount.
Yes, and I want all of it. So
yeah, me too.
I will be happy to play with friends.
Yeah. And, of course, the new Hearthstone expansion, which is Mean Streets of Gadget-san, which is very cool.
It's hilarious. I watched the Hearthstone panel. I was just like, I don't have time to watch this. And then I was like, actually, only 45 minutes. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I
ended up watching it.
It was great, wasn't
awesome.
it? Yeah.
It really looks awesome. Tri-spec cards are really interesting. It's just,
Yeah, it's Hearthstone. Oh, look, I'm like that with all the games. I just wish that I was better at them, because they do look like a lot of fun. But and StarCraft has a bunch of stuff that I don't understand, but there's posts about them around the internet. So that's all the other games, and there, like we said at the top, there's a lot of stuff coming in WoW, and we're not going to cover all of it because I've just spoken for nearly 2 hours about it on Battle Tagged, but we deliberately didn't talk about...
So you should go listen to that first.
Yeah, go listen to Battle Tagged and then come back here if you want, because we'll
fill in the blanks.
Yeah, we're filling in the blanks. We're gonna talk in more detail about some of the things that we think are specific to our particular podcast, so collections and mounts and things like that. So that's what we are going to talk about now. And so, given that we started as a Mount podcast, obviously the most important announcement that got made was that flying is coming in patch 7.2.
I thought you were going to say the Brawlers Guild was coming back.
Well, that too, but that's not the most important thing. Flying! Everybody talks about the flying.
Yep. And so now everyone can shut up about the flying.
Yes.
Actually, no. Okay. No one's going to shut up about it because it's going to be too much work. Well, why can't they just give it to us for gold and blah? I don't care.
No.
I haven't finished Pathfinder Part 1 yet.
Well, that's actually why I went back. Honestly, specifically, I went back and finished off High Mountain because this got announced, and I'm like, yep, I have to finish off Part 1. So, they're the achievements that I did. I finished Pathfinder Part 1.
Yeah, I just need good Suramaritan.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean I need to get all the way to Exalted?
No, you need to finish all of the storylines.
Yeah, I'm revered with the Nightfallen.
Have you done all the stories?
A little bit. No, I'm missing 2 parts, and I think that comes at like halfway through Revered or something. Because I think the quests are broken down under certain amounts of reputation, and I just need to do more world quests for them and get more rep. And I wish there was another way to get rep other than just do world quests. Like, I'd be happy to just kill things mindlessly to get the rep up.
No, can I suggest that you go onto Wowhead and have a look at the ones that you're missing, because
they may be somewhere I haven't looked.
Yes, because
Good
I'm
point.
having a look in here, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, hang on, I think this is so. There's 2 meta achievements for Suramar, and Good Suramaritan. I can't say that properly. Is that's the first one.
Yes. I have the other one, which I don't remember what it is.
Okay, maybe I'm getting.
I don't remember the name of the other one, but I do have it.
Oh, Nightfallen but not forgotten.
That one, yes. I do have that one.
I apologize. Yes. I think then it must be that you get to Exalted by the end of Good Suramaritan. That must be what it is. I'm just having a quick scroll through on Wowhead, because Wowhead is the bee's knees.
Pretty much, actually. Yes. I believe if I go to Simple Armory, it will show me how much of the achievement I have done if I check my character. But while I do that, obviously, Pathfinder Part 2 for the Broken Isles has 5 achievements to it, which, again, is basically just do everything.
Content. Yeah, so one of them is exploring the Broken Shore. So that's a little island that at the moment you can't go back there, but you will be able to once this all unlocks. And we should say this is 7.2. Now, this is probably looking to be about maybe April, March, May. 7.1.5 will be, we think, probably relatively soon. The Nighthold is going to come out. It's estimated for like January 2017 for that particular raid. But 7.2 will be coming after that. So it's still a couple of months away. But if you haven't started on the Pathfinder Achievement Part 1, we do highly recommend that you get started on that now. It is, mostly like do all the exploring of the places. There is a requirement to get to Revered with all of the factions.
The easiest way to do it is just go to wowhead.com/flying.
Okay, cool.
It's the same as the Draenor Pathfinder. There was a website for it, and it just has a list of everything you have to do, and mine says 100% for everything, but 81% through Good Samaritan. I'm only missing a Growing Crisis and a Change of Seasons.
Right, okay, yep.
Yeah, so...
however
I get through those.
Get pretty close. Yeah. So do your world quests. Do the Withered training as well when you can, because you get the reputation bits in there. And when Kirin Tor is up, you can choose Nightfallen for your.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I did.
So a Growing Crisis has to be at least 7,000 out of 21,000 Revered.
Okay. Yep.
And a Change of Seasons, you have to be 20,000 out of 21,000.
Yeah.
So you basically have to be Exalted with them.
Because by the time you finish it,
pushes you over into Exalted, though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So that in the list of the achievements that I got done, that was this. So I got Exalted with the Nightfallen, finished off Pathfinder and whatnot, which it was good. So for Part 2, which is going to give us the flying in the Broken Isles, this is going to be account-wide. So once you unlock it on one character, all of your other characters will have access to it, which I think is a really fair way of, I use the term very loosely, but gating the flying behind these particular achievements. I think that makes it fair. Because if you had to pay for it with gold, you would have to pay for it with gold for all of your characters. Whereas this way, it's like, okay, you can, essentially get this for free with just putting in a little bit of work, but then it unlocks for absolutely all of your characters. I think that's excellent.
Yeah.
Go check out the guide on Wowhead to find out how far you are off on finishing part 1, and then part 2 will be in there as soon as it is available.
Pretty much. They keep most of their stuff fairly up to date. So
they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about like what I think is one of the best things that's happening?
Yeah. So the Brawlers Guild is returning for season 3.
No, stop it! No, not that one.
Okay, every class is getting their own unique flying mount.
And the Shaman one is the best one. Everyone
it's
has to.
It's basically just the Frost Mage's water elemental, but bigger with a harness.
No, because you ride it like you surf it kind of thing. Like it's like the disc on the top part.
Oh, I didn't see the disc on the top.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. But if you go onto Wowhead, so obviously we're going to put a bunch of links in the show notes for you all if you want to have a look at these in detail, or just go to Wowhead because they're all over the front page at the moment. But yeah, they've got lots of pictures of all of the different class mounts and the Shaman one. Okay, so the thing with this is, so when they started talking about this, I was just like, they started showing these. They showed the monk one first, and I was just like,
the monk one is awesome.
Beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's also worth saying up front, all of these will fly. So all of these are ground and flying mounts.
Even if they don't look like they will fly like the hunter one.
Yeah, they will fly. Yeah. So yeah, when the monk one came out, I saw it and I'm like, oh, I think Spaz is gonna like that. I think he's gonna be happy with that one for his monk. It looks monkey, like monk-ish. It looks suitable for a monk, is what I'm getting at. It looked really, really pretty. And so then they started showing more and more and more, and I was just like, I found myself going, oh my god, oh my god. And then I started getting this sense of impending doom because I'm like, shamans, what are we gonna get? And I'm like, oh, we're probably going to get a wolf of some sort, aren't we? Because that's what we tend to get a lot with the shaman type things, is this wolf kind of thing, because we've got ghost wolves and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'd like something different. Like, I don't particularly want a wolf, but, you know, it doesn't have to be anything too fancy. But, you know, maybe not a wolf this time because we had enough of them in Draenor. Can I maybe have something else? And then these freaking giant elemental comes out and there's a shaman standing on top of it surfing it. I'm just like, oh my god, Shamans won the class mount wars. Like, it was... Oh, you're putting it up on the thing! Yeah.
Yes,
look,
trying.
Look. Yes, that's okay. It's just such a great looking mount. I love it so, so much. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. Okay. Yes. I'll stop gushing over it. But how, like, it does. It looks so cool. And I'm like, you know, as a shaman riding around on an elemental, yes, that for me wins... I mean, the coolest looking mount out of all of them, but it also ties in so nicely with the class fantasy. You know, we are masters of the elements and stuff, and we use the elements to help us do all of these things. So, you know, I'm happy that it looks awesome like that. How do you feel about your hunter one?
At first, I was like, well, it's just another wolf.
Okay.
And then it took a run and jump off the cliff.
Yep.
And I was like, alright, I like it.
Yep.
Because when I looked at it, I'm like, okay, it just looks like another wolf. I got 4 of them in Legion, at least.
Draenor, you mean?
Draenor. In Draenor, I had at least 4 of them. The leatherworking one, the stable one, the other one, and the other one, and the other one. And I'm just like, I'm done with the wolf. But it's got these little fins, and then a really long tail, and then it has wings. It can fly. It's part. It looks like it's part challenge mode Phoenix, which is really cool. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm into that.
Yep, happy with that.
That looks great.
Happy with that.
Druids have a new flight form. Which looks really cool.
It's an owl. It's an owl. It does look so. Funnily enough, Z, who is, you know, my favorite druid, she's not a huge fan of it. She's not a huge fan of the face. I love it because I love owls and I think it's beautiful. And you know, kindly pointed out, I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to be looking at the face. You're going to be looking at the back part of it, and it's got this beautiful long flowy tail, and So gorgeous. One of the questions that she'd had, which we were just talking a little bit about in Battle Tagged, was whether or not it would completely replace your flight form. And I think that given that she likes it, but she's not overly thrilled by it, it'd be disappointing if it did override her flight
I think it'll be a separate button.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking, like that it'd be like
there's
the
travel
Sandstone
form
Drake
and then there's. But they rolled all the travel forms together, didn't they?
I can't remember.
I believe it's like if you dive into the water, you automatically go from stag to whatever the travel form water version is.
Yeah.
But I don't play druid, so I don't know.
I'm not.
I'll ask some of my friends that play druids and see what they think.
We have. I'm really sorry if I'm about to say your name
from the mage
wrong. Oh no, I was just
going
to say we have Rick Tillian in chat saying that that they like the Hunter one the best personally, which I'm like, that's awesome. And this is the thing with all of these is that I so many to choose from.
I think the Hunter one is great. It's just at first glance, I'm like, I do not want another wolf.
Yep. Yeah, I think that the only ones that are a bit like less in the whole uniqueness would have to be the Paladin one and the Warlock one, because they're both horse mounts that
although
that they already
I am
similarly
curious
have,
how
but
the
they fly.
monk one flies.
I reckon that it's gonna bring out wings like the Quillen, maybe. I mean, obviously they're not the same model or anything, so either it'll do wings or it will do it's gonna do what the Jade Panthers and all that do, like the Onyx Panthers.
Oh, it just straight up flies.
Yep, I reckon it'll do that. Yep.
You reckon the same as the Paladin ones?
Yep.
Or are they gonna have golden wings?
I don't know about the Paladin and the Warlock one. I would love for the Paladin one to have golden wings. That would be awesome. That's a great idea.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes.
And apparently the priest one, which looks like kind of like an owl chimera of some kind. Apparently, there's going to be a more shadowy version for Shadow Priests.
Yep, so actually extending on that is that some classes will have spec-specific mounts in addition to their class ones. So the Priest one, exactly that. Like Ian Hozakostas tweeted saying, I should have said this during the thing. Shadow Priest will have a shadowy version of the mount, because that's not really a Shadow Priest-looking mount.
No.
Which is fine, but I love it. It is so beautiful. The other ones that we know for sure will have different ones for their specs are the mage discs. So the one that was shown during the presentation is the arcane one. So there will be a fire type and a frost type, we are led to believe. However, not all of them will have a spec specific one.
Yeah, not every class, because some of them do work.
Yeah.
Kind of in general, like the rogue one. It's a giant crow / raven.
Yeah.
It works in general.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I'm hoping, and I know this is really pushing it because, Shamans did win the Mount Wars and ours is the best, but I really would love there to be like a fire one and an earth one and a watery one and an air one. I want all of the elements.
That would be cool.
Yeah, as Cinderstorm, I want the fire one. As Cinderstorm, she needs to be riding a fire elemental.
Yeah, and
even though I'm restoration.
The rogue one, now that I'm looking at it a little more closer, it actually looks like Snuggly, the crow from Dark Souls, and it's really cute because it's just a giant crow that comes down and it's like, oh, that thing's gonna attack me. It just kind of picks you up and then drops you in its nest like somewhere else, and then just flies off. Like, I just gave you a lift.
I think the only one for me that I felt like I don't understand how this connects to the class is the warrior one. I'm not.
Well, I think it's because the warriors are in Valhalla, and then dragons have also a link to Stormheim in general.
Yeah, but it doesn't. To me, this isn't dragony enough. If that makes sense, like it.
Yeah, kind of. Although with the shaman one, instead of standing on that disc, I would love to see them actually sit on the disc.
But not if they do a fire one, because that would burn your bottom.
Yeah. The warlocks get another horse.
Yeah,
I found that a lot of the community is like some people are complaining like, oh, I get a wolf, oh, I get this, and warlocks are like, we get another flaming horse? Hell yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I guess the warlocks don't complain.
No, I think it looks really cool. I love that it is covered in fell, so I can see why that would work. What I would love to see with this is that they have fell wings. So not like feathery wings. I want like bony wings that are fell colored.
Yeah, it actually kind of looks like the horseman's mount, but an updated model.
And that's why I'm kind of like, I don't want that to have the same flying animation as the horseman's mount, because to me, I'm like, well, what really is the difference there? It kind of would take away a little bit. So it would be really cool if it did have, fell wings.
The warrior one is a proto-drake, from what it looks like.
Okay. Oh my god, Sirius. Sirius is making a comment about the shaman sitting on the fire elemental and getting a burnt bottom, and she says, if you did that, you'd have hot cross buns.
Yes. Now, have I never noticed this on the other proto-drakes, or is it just specifically on this warrior one? They have little hands, like T-Rex. They have little T-Rex hands.
Okay.
You'll notice it's the red bit with the silver collar around it.
Yeah, no, I see. I don't know.
Have I never noticed that for previous proto-drakes? Or maybe this is just a totally different model, so it's not technically a proto-drake?
I'm having a look.
Who knows?
That's what this silence is that I'm having a look.
Yeah. I'm trying to load through all the...
Yeah, no, you keep doing that because that's helpful for our... I'm looking at the Reins of the Ironbound Proto-Drake, and it looks like it's got tiny little T-Rex arms.
Huh.
But they're not very noticeable. Like, you don't... Oh, maybe I'm seeing them and they're not really there. They're not the greatest... No, they've got little legs. They've got little arms. They do. They've got little arms. But I think, like, in this particular model, they're very much the same color tones and all of that as the rest of the model, so they don't really stand out. Whereas in the warrior one, they've got, like, little shackles on them and there's this big color difference in them, so it's really obvious that
yeah, because I guess if they've got brown skin and a brown belly, a light brown belly, it's kind of hard to see the little hands stick out. Now I'm checking the Time Lost Proto-Drake.
Yeah.
For some reason, Wowhead's totally bugging out on character models for me.
Oh, okay. Demon Hunters are getting one of the Fellbat type mounts, but all armored up and stuff like that, which I think looks really cool.
Yep.
I think it definitely suits their class, that's for sure. And Death Knights. Oh my gosh, Death Knights get like the I'm being a very bad mount podcast host here. The achievement one from Ice Crown.
The Frostbrood Vanquisher.
Yes, thank you. It's similarly style to that, but it's got green fell. It's got armor on it. It's got like this mask on its face. It just looks so wicked.
Time Lost Proto-Drake does have little arms as well. They're the same color as its skin.
Yeah,
so when it's just kind of standing there, it does blend in. But when you're mid-air idling, the hands do hang down. Yeah, that's something I never noticed in the game. So.
No, I didn't notice either. Anyway, so the class mounts are flippin' awesome. What I'm not 100% sure on is the impression was that you get that by getting your flying, but I feel like there's a bit more to it.
No, it was you receive them from completing your class hall quests. Class hall campaign. There's apparently another section to the campaign.
Okay, yeah.
And at the end of that, we get that. Because they're also a ground mount, and so they will work as a flying mount once we get...
Okay.
Let's see. And I actually tweeted at WatchADev whether or not they'll actually count to our mount count, because all the racial mounts count. The Demon Hunter class mount does not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because remember, it's only usable by a Demon Hunter, so it doesn't actually show up for anyone else.
Yeah, but that's how remember they reworded the achievement, for your mount count to say that you have X number that are usable by that character.
I believe the paladin mounts and the warlock mounts do show up in the list.
They do show up, yes, but you can't use them and they don't count towards
your
total.
The demon hunter one does not.
Yeah.
So as a hunter, I cannot even search for it and accidentally try and mount up on it, whereas I can look for the paladin one.
Yeah, but I think that they still even though you can't see them on your other characters, they still count when you're on your demon hunter. Like that mount still counts on your demon hunter. Same with your pally and same with your warlock.
Obviously,
but
but I mean, I'd forgotten that I even had it because I got it mixed up with the collector's edition one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why am I running around on the demon hunter mount?
Yeah,
and I'm like looking through. I'm like, on my hunter, I can't even find that mountain, and I logged over. I'm like, oh, okay, that one isn't visible.
Yeah, that one. I think it is a bit weird. I think they need to do what they do with the others and have it there, but read it out so that you can't use it.
Yeah, you can see all the horde mounts. Even if you don't have them. Well, you have the alliance equivalent, so. Yeah.
So the achievements that you need to get for Broken Isles Pathfinder Part 2 are Broken Isles Pathfinder Part 1, funnily enough. Explore Broken Shore, which is just exploring that area, and it's quite small, so that shouldn't take too long at all. Legion Fall Commander, so I'm pretty sure that one's going to be around getting to probably Revered, but maybe Exalted with
Revered.
New faction. Yeah, it's a new faction called Armies of Legion Fall. And so you need to get reputation up with them. And then there's two other ones which block your ears for 2 seconds if you don't want any spoilers, but they have been announced by WoW, so, Defender of the Broken Isles and Breaching the Tomb. So they're the 5 achievements that you need to get done. And again, it's
one
just
of
do
them
the content.
is... Oh, wait, no, it was the previous one that was reviewed with every other faction, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah,
Part
1 needs reviewed with everyone. Yeah, so hoping that Legion Fall Commander. I think with a title like that, it's got to be Exalted. I feel like it's Exalted.
The Legion Fall Commander has to do with the new faction, the Legion Fall, which is Armies of the Legion Fall, I should say.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They need to be Exalted.
Yes. Well, it depends how easy it is to get Exalted with them, because if it's one of those ones where it's like you can do quests and you can do this, or you can literally just go kill Legion enemies until you're Exalted, that's okay. If not, I think it would be better off being Revered.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how you get it.
Yes. Although the funny thing is, lore-wise, I do like this whole Armies of the Legion Fall thing, because basically it's like we can't have the Alliance and the Horde work together, / they don't want to. So each of the classes have decided through that it's all of us, it's the Legion. It's all the priests, it's all the monks, it's all the hunters against the Legion. If the other other classes want to help, sure. But for now, it's just us against them.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting twist on getting everyone to work together.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice continuation of the Order Hall campaign, and hopefully we'll, tie things up a little bit. I'm hoping that, I know everyone else is sick of him, but I love him. I'm kind of hoping that Thrall will be back for the Shamans, because, he...
Oh, I thought you said I thought you were going to say you hope Wrathion appears at some point.
Oh, I hope that too, but he's not a Shaman, so I'm not holding my breath for that one.
I don't even know if he has a class. I'd say he's a rogue, because the rogue legendary is the Fangs of the Father.
Okay.
He's
that's a fair point.
a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff in that. That's the first point you see him before he gives you your legendary in Pandaria.
So that is flying and the class mounts, and to me, they were some of the most exciting bits of the announcements made about WoW. I think the class mounts are amazing. For me, the excitement that I was feeling about that was the same as last year when they announced all the transmog changes that they were bringing in with the wardrobe and all of that. I was just like, oh my god,
yep.
This is awesome.
This also gives me an extra kick in the butt to make sure that I get all my characters to level 110 as fast as possible.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm not gonna rush to do it. I just, I mean, I don't want to push myself too much, but
it's more of an incentive for me to be like,
yeah,
I can't be bothered playing my hunter. There are those class mounts, so I should probably level another character instead of just stare at the wall.
Yeah,
blankly.
and I mean, like, it's kind of cool that you've got like artifact weapons and now these class mounts to go. Okay, which of these do I like the best that I want to have? I think that like if you've got a choice of what ults you want to like, you're like, well, what am I going to level next? Because that's a little bit what I'm doing now. Like I've got my mage leveled up because I needed her for professions, but I kind of have been dabbling on my priest just for a little bit because she's horde side, so I can see some horde story. But after that, it's kind of like, well, I think it's going to come down to which artifact I think is the prettiest and which class mount looks the coolest. After the shaman's one, of course.
Yeah.
So that's those. So one of the other new things that is coming out, we don't have heaps of information on it, but oh my goodness, again, super exciting. There are new artifact appearances that you will be able to obtain. This is specifically gated behind solo content.
Yep.
I'm so excited because this is this is the one that I have been like, it got data mined ages ago and then it never ended up in live, and so I've just been like, okay, well maybe they decided not to do that. And then when they showed what appearances were available for the classes, I see my Resto Shaman one has this one that I've been drooling over for the longest time, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And what's more is that it's a solo
Don't need to worry about other people.
That's exactly it. I don't
way.
have to worry about other people. I can sit here and cry over this for months because I'm like, it's going to be proving grounds all over again for me. I can just see it now. But point is, it's all on me to get this done, and I'm so excited.
And there's two things I wanted to mention. The first being,
please,
during the actual panel when he was showing off the different items, like the appearances. I think it was a paladin or a warrior one, and he's like, oh, that one looks like a flail. Bet it is. Yeah. We know how weapons physics are, and I'm just like,
yep.
That is every monk weapon. Every brewmaster appearance is basically a flail.
Okay.
It's nothing special, mate. Like,
oh, it is though. Like it's a little like I remember there's people being able to play around with this on the beta way back when, and it never it didn't come out in the live game, and so nobody really saw it, but everyone was like, holy crap, warriors can actually use a flail. And it looks like the animations with it are awesome.
The animations so cool. The brewmaster animations aren't the best. They clip a lot if you have the hidden appearance, because it's a giant keg. And as you're attacking, it just kind of flails all over the place. It doesn't go like Gmod crazy, like if you've played Gmod, how buggy some of the physics can be in that game. It's not crazy like that, but it's a little bit more. Like I think they need to add just a little bit of weight to those items so that they try and stick to the ground more than they do, because they kind of flail all over the place a little too much.
Okay.
And as you turn as well, they kind of just swing a little too quickly. It feels like they're just feels like they just have nothing in them. Like
they're not heavy. Yeah. That's fair enough.
That's the only issue I have. But obviously, I've done a bit of game design. I know that is incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah.
So it's not as simple as changing a number. Although it can be if they've got the system right, but it's probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is another mount that we haven't talked about. That's coming with this expansion through the Brawlers Guild as it returns for Season 3. And there are dozens of new bosses. Rumbles, which are basically when you sign up to do the Brawlers Guild, there is a chance that the people that are running the Brawlers Guild will decide, screw it, everyone in, and then it will turn into a raid boss. And everyone in the area gets thrown in together. Oh, sorry, everyone in the queue, I should say.
Yeah.
Gets thrown in to fight with you, because they found that a lot of people will party up to share buffs, queue together, and work like that, which has also led them to introduce a new currency that is Brawler's Gold, which will be able to do things like you can buy feasts for everyone in the guild, kind of like in the Underbelly, I believe. And another one is like a temporary graveyard, which lets you spawn straight back in the Brawlers Guild instead of having to spawn outside and then run all the way back down and phase back in and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be helpful.
It's not too bad for the Horde side, but it's a bit of a longer run for Alliance, that's for sure.
If you can fly for Alliance, it's just mount up, fly kind of straight, and then dive down into the entrance, but still, a pain in the butt when you die.
Yeah.
Especially where there's a lot of people in the queue. Obviously, with dozens of new bosses mean dozens of new shirts for rewards, and a basilisk mount, which looks really cool.
It does.
I'm glad it's not another Mushan.
Yeah, I have to admit that the mount isn't so cool that I feel like I have to rush off and do this.
Yes, I think
I want it. But
I think to be able to get the mount, we're gonna have to wait till either be really, really good and get like lucky, in air quotes, lucky with the bosses that we get as we rank up with the Brawlers Guild, and then also be really good at lower gear, because obviously towards the end of the expansion, if you had decent enough gear, you could just kind of face roll most of it.
Which is usually how I did it, yeah.
Yeah, except, the tricky ones, or the ones that specifically have mechanics, like Blingtron or Hexos. Yeah, those ones you have to pay more attention, but at the same time, if you're able to just overgear it, it will be easy. If you want the mount sooner than later, you'll have to know your class inside out. And the other thing I forgot to mention about the new solo scenario artifact appearances, the bear druids
amazeballs
have a chimera,
a werebear.
Yeah, like a werebear. It's like half ape, half bear, and it's just like that's something that is so visually different that you'll be able to tell that they have that.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it'll affect how the other druid forms. So for like Resto, I wonder if the Resto tree will look different, maybe, if you use that one.
No. But, so in the Twitch thing, I put the link to all of the appearances. They're all just variations. So the feral one is the only other one that is based on what they turn into. So the feral model looks beautiful. All of these look really amazing. The balance one. So one of the comments that somebody actually made was, "Did you ever consider doing a different model appearance for Moonconform for balance druids?" Which they're like, that would be really cool. I don't think that's what they're going to do here, but hopefully that's something they think about for future things. But the scythe, the artifact weapon, has a different appearance, and the Resto Shaman one has an owl staff. And I think that's what's going to push me to level up my druid, because I love the scythe for balance, and I really love that owl. I'm all about the owls, and I just love that staff so much. It's really, really
Did you
beautiful.
see the owl in the cosplay contest? He came out on stage and did the actual dance as well.
Oh,
just like a moonkin.
Yeah. I did. He was very cool.
Yeah.
So I think Brawlers Guild's going to be cool. It'd be good to see some new bosses, because I really did enjoy that. And again, even though I know we're playing an MMO, I really do enjoy solo content. So it's cool that they're bringing out some more of that to help you challenge yourself.
Yeah, being able to challenge yourself. Obviously, you could go solo old content, but at the same time, if they design it to be soloed, then you're able to kind of to it. And
it's a challenge,
know that there's a bar that's been set, and that you will be able to, if you're good enough, fly over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the next thing on our list that we're going to talk about are mini holidays.
Yes.
And even though there's not really any rewards around this, and there's no meta achievement, so there's no, what a long, strange trip it's been mini holiday edition, I kind of feel like this is something that people who listen to our podcast would probably really enjoy, because I was just like,
yes.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
Yeah, they said that there's no achievements, mounts, pets to do with any of them.
I think that I would really hope. Okay, so one of the holidays that they're talking about is the hatching of the hippogriffs.
Yes.
And I kind of feel like that is a perfect opportunity to get a little hippogriff pet.
He did say that if you attend the event for a time, you'll get a little hippogriff just freshly hatched who will sit on your shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep him for always.
Yes, that would be nice. Yeah. But in the end, whatever they do, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, the whole point of these mini holidays is to help kind of, and it was in the tweet that I'd done to BlizzCon, was that things like this help the world of Azeroth feel like a complete world where things actually happen, because you think about your own day-to-day life here, there's little things that you celebrate every now and again. Not just the big things. Like, it's not just all about Christmas and whatever other holidays you may celebrate for yourself. There's other little things that you do. So, like, one of the other ones that I really found hilarious, and as if this isn't going to turn totally terrible, but Boat Day, which they describe as like spring break but for Azeroth. There are going to be like semi-naked people on boats everywhere. But it's just, something funny, something fun that you would do yourself in your real life,
Yeah, that's for sure. And obviously, they have said that the Anchorage Remembrance Day will be happening on January 22nd, and just like that day, they'll be randomly turning the servers on and off.
I don't think he was serious about that one.
No,
I didn't think that one was serious.
No, he did. He wasn't very serious about that. Yeah. But at the same time, it'll kind of harken back to those days where you had to turn in the different materials, the cloth and such. I wish I was around when that happened.
Yeah.
If there's some secret way that on this day you're able to get the black Raji battle tank, cool. That would be nice. Yep. But
So the cool thing with this one as well, so this is January 22nd. This is the only one that we know the formal date of, obviously because it's an anniversary day. So that's January 22nd. The thing that they talked about with this that is super cool is that it is still going to be a race to see which faction gets there first. That completes everything and opens everything up first. And then it will be a region-wide competition kind of thing for whichever faction wins overall for the whole region, and their banners will be flying from the gates for an entire year.
Yep.
Which is cool. I think that is
really
just cool. Yeah.
Although when it comes to mini holidays and stuff like that, I was listening to Azeroth Roundtable, and they were talking about how after seeing all the stuff Hearthstone has done with their expansions, if they were able to double back Hearthstone into WoW, set up a grand tournament, set up something that happens in the streets of Gadgetzan, that would make the world just that little bit more lived in as well. Mm. Because if you go to Gadgetzan now, it looks plain and boring and normal.
That question did actually get asked if they would do that, and they've said that no, they don't have a problem with the WoW world being different to the Hearthstone world. Like they're okay with them being different, but they can see why it could be interesting. And just as a side note, like there were other comments about updating the Goblin and Worgen models, and whoever was doing the interview had suggested that perhaps you could tie in an update to Gadgetzan with the new Goblin models. That could be really cool, which, that would be really fun. And, if they did that, great. If not, they don't. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, it would be really cool to bring things back in like that. But they've said, no, they're happy. Like, they don't have a problem with them being different.
Yeah.
Sorry to burst that bubble.
That makes sense. Yeah. And kind of second last on our kind of main topics is that Time Walking Mists of Pandaria will be coming out with their half patch 7.1.5, which they have announced is going to be happening. They're going to be doing 7.1, 7.15, 7.2, 7.25, 7.3, 7.35. And that's how they're going to roll out this expansion. There'll be 6 dungeons available. No word on the rewards.
Yeah, I tried to get an answer out of whether or not there would be a new Pandaria-based mount that you could purchase with the badges, but no answer yet. But we will keep pressing for our listeners to find out an answer for you.
And Ian did state that Time Walking will be the current expansion -2.
Yeah,
will be the limit for Time Walking, because we don't really want to time walk to something that's still as fresh as, previous expansion or Warlords. Because
I think I agree with that. The only problem that I'm starting to see now with bringing out these new time walking time frames is that the mounts that you can purchase with the badges, and all of the items for that matter, they're specific to the time frame, like the time period. So like the Wrath of the Lich King time walking, you can only buy the Wrath of the Lich King related mount, so the Ironbound.
Yes, I still have neither of them.
Yeah, but it just means that by doing this, like there's the time walking is set in a particular schedule, like in the rotation, and they just rotate in the next one.
Thinner,
yeah, and it could just get to the point where it's like 4 months before you can get the one that you want.
They may realize this and set all of the vendors to sell everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might actually post on the forums about that.
Because, I believe there are for Lich King and the other one. Those vendors are in 2 different places, correct?
Well, they're all different. So the Lich King, the Wrath BC, and Counter ones are all in specific places for that time frame. So I imagine that the Pandaria ones will be in Pandaria, so it'll be in a 4 different place yet again.
So the best thing that they could do is have all of those NPCs be active at the same time whenever time walking is up.
Yeah, it would be handy.
And then at least all of the vendors appear at the same time. And so it's not, well, now I have 5,000, this guy doesn't sell anything, now I have to wait. And you don't have to give everything to one vendor, so one vendor has 50 pages worth of items. It's just, okay, I want the BC one, even though it's Time Walking Pandaria, I'll just go back to Shatrath and find that guy and buy it.
Yeah, you still have to go through the effort of going to where they are. Yeah, I think that could be a good way of doing it. I hope that that's something that they do, because I feel bad, like in terms of people engaging and doing the time walking dungeons. They may not do it if they're sitting on 5,000, for example, and they're just waiting for the particular time walking to come up that has the mount that they want to buy. They might just go, well, I don't see any point in me doing this right now, so why would I? I don't know. It'd be good if you could get them at any point in time when time walking's on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pandaria ones are coming out, and I think that'll be exciting, and I'm hoping that there is a mount that you can purchase with this, and I'm hoping it's one of the mounts that got data mined but didn't end up making it into the game. So I'm pretty sure there are a couple of Cloud Serpent skins that didn't quite
either
make
the
it.
green Cloud Serpent or a 4th coloured Phoenix.
Yeah, I think that I'd like to go for like the Yulon green style Serpent.
I actually want one of those Phoenixes because I never got one.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Either way,
fair enough. I've got
if they have to flip a coin, I'll be happy whichever way it lands.
Yes, yeah. All we want is a mount, though, Blizzard. So please, let's have a mount in the Mists of Pandaria time walking, please.
Yes.
And the last thing.
Yes, the very last main point is that the Blizzard is doing Make-A-Wish again this year. And this year's pet will be Mischief, a fell kitty.
So cute.
Yes, he's adorable. Obviously, I'm going to buy one straight away.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame on when?
Yep, end of the year. So it's basically all of December. So I believe it goes on sale the 1st of December, and any that are purchased from the 1st to the 31st of December will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But of course, it will be available to purchase after that, just that your money won't go towards Make-A-Wish after that point in time.
Yep. So yeah, more than likely, I'll be buying at least one.
Yep.
And we may end up just giving one away, because why not?
Yeah.
It's for a good cause.
And they're cute.
Yes, that's
so there's
for sure.
a couple of other little bits and pieces that got picked up here and there, not necessarily in the initial like announcements things, but like in the Q&As, and there's been lots of interviews and stuff like that. So one of the things that they brought up, I think it was during the a look back panel, was about the garrison fishing raids with the sea turtles. And at the time we were like, are they going to take this away? Like, this seems not great. And they admitted that during that panel that they had actually built in a hotfix so that wouldn't happen, that you wouldn't be able to fish up the mounts in raid groups and stuff like that. And they were on the verge of pushing that go button, and they're like, you know what, we're not going to do this because, and for exactly all the reasons that you and I had spoke about, Spaz, was just, this is encouraging group content. It's encouraging people to play together. We're having fun. We're working together to get this thing for everybody. And that, for them, for Blizzard, was far more important than preserving the integrity of these difficult to get mounts. And I have to say that I don't recall seeing anybody who had already had the turtles saying, well, now my turtle's useless because everybody got one. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but I think it's awesome.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody who already had the turtle was like, why do you want this useless turtle?
Yeah.
It's slow as hell.
They're cool. They're so cute. And it's really
handy
to have.
Don't bother. But yeah,
really handy to have when you go do your Resto Shaman artifact acquisition quests. That's all I'll say.
There was helpful. no uproar at all.
No, and I'm glad that they reiterated that that wanting to have that sense of community spirit and that group work, and that's obvious because you look at Legion, and that they've brought in that group fishing that you do on the island just off Dalaran. So it's clear that that's for them. They're really happy to see people grouping up and engaging in content together, and that makes me really happy.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I think it was during the Q&A, Ian Hosakostas hinted that he wouldn't be surprised if there would be an inscription mount in the future.
Yes.
That doesn't mean there's a confirmation that there will be one, but he's saying he wouldn't be surprised, which maybe there will be. It would be very cool. I'm still gunning for an origami crane. I really love that.
I'm cool. Totally in his mind. He was just like, it's like, if he was to say everything he was thinking, it's probably like, well, I was walking through the office and I saw something on someone's desk that looked like an inscription mount out of the corner of my eye.
Well, that was one of the things that they talked about, was that when they build something, they do make multiple models of it, and so like especially around pets and stuff like that. Saying that when there's pets, there's usually lots of different skins of them or variations of them, and they just kind of sit to the side, and they're like, okay, we need a new pet. What have we got? Or people will just randomly create them because they have like this creative urge where they're like, hey, I want to make this little pet, and they'll make a pet. And so they've got this big bucket. And so, I kind of figure they probably do a similar thing with the mounts and stuff. But,
that's for
we'll
sure.
see what happens.
Yeah.
They also hinted that, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I didn't see anything about this next point, which was that new hairstyles will be coming in.
Yep. So that, I can't remember if that was in the Q&A or one of the interviews. Wowhead has a page that they're adding to very regularly of other people's interviews that were done with Blizzard developers over the course of BlizzCon. And that's really worth having a look at because there's just little bits and pieces, which is probably where this one came from, but it's definitely out there. That they're looking at bringing in new hairstyles into the game in the future. No word yet on when, but they'll be done in an interesting way. I don't know what that means. It would be cool. It would be cool if there was a new hairdressing profession. and you have to go around, or like a designer profession or something, and it's your job to give people different hairstyles and pick out transmogs for them and stuff and make them look all pretty and things. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I'm really tired by now, can you tell?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Well, we'll move on then. They hinted that there will be some kind of pet dungeon, but just hinted to it, nothing else. Jeremy Feasel also hinted that a new pet family for hunters maybe coming. I hope that he wasn't just referring to the already known mechanical pets on the new island.
No.
Probably something totally different.
It's a whole new family, because somebody specifically asked during the Q&A about whether or not there would be plans to make hunters be able to tame the horses with the horns on their heads that are absolutely and definitely not unicorns. They were quite adamant about that. And Jeremy Feasel had tweeted back saying, not at the moment, but look very carefully around the internet. You might find hints at a new family revealed at BlizzCon. So they didn't outright say anything, but it looks like there's hints around the place about a new family that will be able to be tamed for hunters. So I think that one's going to be cool. I hope it's a fun one for you.
That would be... The sooner we find out, the better.
Yeah. So then that was there. Like we said, like there's heaps of stuff to talk about, like new raid coming out to Sargeras, and there's new dungeon and all sorts of other fun things. And obviously anything that brings up achievements and collectible things as part of those, we will talk about when they come up. We just really wanted to focus on some of the things like especially the flying and the class mounts, because they're super cool. So, yeah, we'll talk about those things in the future. But for now, we just have some tweets from our lovely listeners. We were just asking if people were excited about what they saw in BlizzCon. Lita said, I am super hyped. So much goodness coming our way. Thorn from Lagging Balls says, so hyped. There are so many good ones.
We have Anne the Gamer, who says, yes, I can't wait to fly around the Broken Isles on my flying disc thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney Girl 85, Kristen said, I'll be using it for sure. So there are people who are happy with their class mounts, which is good. There's no real backlash.
I've seen some people who aren't too happy with theirs, but thankfully they're like, I'm a bit disappointed with mine. They're not like, this sucks, Blizzard don't understand me, blah, blah, blah. They've just been like, I'm not overly thrilled by mine, but the whole concept is really cool. And I think that's a fine attitude to have. You can't be expected to like absolutely every single thing. That's just not going to work that way. But yeah, it's cool. Just everyone, be a shaman. You get really cool mounts. So that wraps us up for this week. Thank you to everybody for contributing to the show. We will tweet during the week about what our next episode will be, because I forgot to look that up before we started recording the episode. In terms of people getting in touch with us, if you want to come along for our live recording, we record each night on Tuesdays on Twitch at twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth. We usually start about 8:30, but sometimes Cinder talks too much on her other podcast and then is running really late, like tonight. So I'm really sorry, guys, that we were running late. The show can be found at any point in time on our website at reinsofAzeroth.com, as well as on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. And videos of the live show can be found on YouTube. Just search for Reins of Azeroth without any spaces in it, and you'll be able to find us. And if you'd like to follow us or subscribe to us on there, that will help us get a way better URL for our YouTube channel. Also, if you like what we're doing here, please leave us a review on iTunes or a thumbs up on Stitcher. If you have any questions or stories or pictures of mounts, we have not had pictures for the longest time. I really would like some more pretty pictures in our gallery, please, because we don't have very many Legion ones. So please send us pictures through of your new Legion toys or mounts. Get in touch with us. You can email them through to us at reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com. On Twitter, the show is at Reins of Azeroth. Spaz can be found at Spaz Weston. I can be found at Cinder_tweets. And if you would like to join us on our Discord server, just send one of us a message and we will get back in touch with you. That wraps us up for BlizzCon.
Yes, that wraps us up nice and neatly. So... next week, I believe we'll be talking about the Dalaran Underbelly.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes, hopefully.
We'll see.
if I can, because there's a mount down there. I still don't have, which is probably the next one I'll be focusing on.
And some achievements and stuff, and
yes,
all
so
fun things.
That
and
will
pets.
probably be the next thing that we do.
So thank you to everybody who came along to join us in the Twitch channel. Thank you to everybody for listening, and we will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Next week. And that's done. And
Yay!
Sirius is free. And
you can come out of your teapot.
Whee!
Did you... I'm guessing because I said that I had it covered. You never sent that link to the person who was asking for it, did you?
No, because you said you had it covered.
Yep.
And the impression I got from her tweet was that you sent it to her. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's all done.
I'm trying to remember who it was.
And the gamer. And in Wonderland, rather.
Okay.
Whose Twitter handle is @andthegamer. That's why I said that. Right. I'm not going bonkers. I'm like, it's Anne.
Yes, I did send her one. Okay.
Great.
Because I'm like, I don't remember sending that to her. I feel so bad right now.
Aww.
But no, I did. And, yeah. I just checked through our, notifications, and one of them is, thank you so much for the link. And I'm like, okay, I must have sent it then. And I just remembered the one thing I didn't actually watch from BlizzCon yet. Closing ceremony.
Oh my god, you have to watch Weird Al. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, but I have to go to bed because I gotta get up early for work.
Yeah, okay. Well, watch it later, but it is really, really great. The people that are there in between, people were giving them shit. And they, like, at first I'm like, this is really weird, what on earth is going on here? And then I just kind of like, oh well, they're here, so, you know, whatever. And then I found them really funny. So, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't particularly like the host.
Yeah, other people didn't, but they were complete arseholes to him, and he didn't deserve that. I had a bit of a rant about it on Battletagged.
Oh well, when I listened to it all, yeah. I honestly, I didn't like his approach. Like, it felt like he was just going for the cringy humor because...
I don't know.
Which... I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of it.
That's okay. Like, you don't have to be a fan. Like, my gripe was more at the people that were saying, like, yelling out at him from the crowd that he was a fucking douche and things like that. I'm like, that's just not cool. You just don't do that.
Although, I kind of did like his reaction to the first guy that yelled something at him. He got up on stage and someone yelled, "Do a flip," and he's like, "A flip?
Yeah,
I can barely walk across the damn stage. How am I supposed to do a flip?"
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. But then he just kind of dragged on with the bad jokes and stuff, and I was like, it really feels like he's trying too hard.
Well, I think that there were some communication problems as well, which didn't really help the flow of things either. So, you know, it is what it is. We were saying on Battletagged that, because I really loved Panzer doing the Q&A. I thought she did such a great job with that. Claw was saying that
Panzer so much.
Yeah, me too. Claw was saying that he preferred Jesse Cox, and I'm like, I don't like Jesse all that much. I'm sure he's lovely, but I didn't like him for the Q&A last year. I'm like, maybe we can have a happy medium, and you can have Jesse do the Q&A.
Have them both.
And Panzer can do the competition bit. So, you know.
Oh, God. Can we please educate the voiceover guy as well as the host?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
How do you not know? Well, that's the thing. Li Ming said
Charlie,
4 different ways.
instead of Chromie? I laughed at it. Like,
although,
Charlie?
it was fun. Like, when he got it wrong, I was like, oh my God. But then he said so many different possible names that I was like, okay, that's kind of funny.
It's like my entire high school career coming back to haunt me.
Yeah.
The actual voiceover person, the God voice of BlizzCon, said Li Ming like 4 different times, 4 different ways.
Yeah.
Like, the first time he said it, he rolled it into one word. The second time he said it, he said Li Ming. The third time he said it different, and then he said it different again. And I'm like, how the heck?
It's not even that hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
Yes, and at one point he pronounced Greymane, and then the next one that came past was Glenn.
Yes.
Greymore.
I laughed at that. Glenn. Everyone's like, who's this Glenn character? Is this a new NPC announcement? What's going on here?
Yeah. I did like the guy in the Murloc costume and the girl playing the guitar.
Yeah,
the lady playing
Stephanie
the guitar.
Jones.
That was cool.
Yep, there's a video of it up on YouTube. It'll be in the Battle Tag show links. I love her. I've had that song in my head since BlizzCon. I just love it. I think she is adorable. Her boyfriend is freaking adorable. Like, it was just such a great act, and I'm so glad that they won.
Okay, how did I miss this? You know the little raptors that you can get from the world quests?
Yeah, the Falcon
possibly. Do they slowly get equipment as you go?
Yeah,
and
as you quest line, you get toys. Yeah.
Well, this one here, it's a picture of him holding a little spoon with a backpack on.
Yep, that's exactly what they get. Yep, on the way to getting there to becoming a mount. Yeah.
Wow, I did. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll need to talk about it at some point in time because it's pretty detailed.
I need to actually figure out how to do that because I went there the other day. I must have had the wrong food or something, but I killed a bunch of the matriarchs and didn't find any of the pets.
The coordinates are up on Wirehead, but maybe we should do a show about it. Sorry, I'm finishing off my dinner because it was running really late. Hence talking with a mouthful of food, which is so rude, and I'm really sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alright. We will stop the Twitch stream.
I forgot we were on Twitch. Sorry, everyone. I'm eating a spring roll. It's cold.
That's right.
I'm like gushing about houses in the beginning. You're eating a spring roll in the end. What is this?
We are super legit pro.
And we will be back next week for
Indeed,
PvP stuff. So we'll
I love
see you
you.
then.